Ja, Menschen sind an sich, glaube ich, immer... Ja, obwohl es ist schwierig. Vielleicht in der aktuellen Zeit nicht mehr so, aber... Oder sagen wir im modernen Raum. Sind wir nicht mehr so sadistisch wie einmal. Aber wenn wir jetzt mal Richtung unzivilisierte Länder gucken, oder unzivilisiertere Länder, dann ist ja das Leben und Sterben, vor allem das Sterben und wie man stirbt, doch ziemlich gegenwärtig. Man muss ja nur tun, was der IS so alles macht, ne? Die sind ja sehr kreativ, was ihre Tötungsmethoden angeht, stellenweise. Aber gut. Wir wollen sie aufspießen. Lecker Ulyana, ich wette, der hat... unser Charakter, der hat bestimmt auch die schon mal gebumst. Das kann ich mir gut vorstellen, dass er das gemacht hat. Und ich frage mich auch gerade, ich schweife gerade vielleicht wieder viel zu sehr off-topic aus, aber ich habe gerade so ein paar interessante Gedanken. Wenn man jetzt in so einem Loop steckt, ne? Mit so ein paar Mädchen hier in diesem Camp. Ich glaube, das Erste, was man tut, wenn man das immer und wieder durchlebt, man bumst erstmal alle durch. Ne? Man bumst erstmal alle durch, dann bumst man die nochmal durch, dann bumst man alle auf einmal und dann wird das vielleicht immer extremer und irgendwann geht die Hemmschwelle dabei flöten und dann passiert halt sowas. Ne? Dann tötet man sie einfach nur noch. Und findet da vielleicht Erregung oder Belustigung oder was weiß ich. Ne? Das ist ziemlich wahrscheinlich. Es muss halt nur die Hemmschwelle runtergesetzt werden. Irgendwann möchte man mehr. Ne? Irgendwann reicht das eine nicht mehr, dann kann man. Dann bringt man neue Ideen an den Tag. Man braucht halt Abwechslung. Vor allem hier, was hat man hier? Bäume, Gras, Hütten, Mädchen, jede Menge Mädchen. Lolis. Aber die ist natürlich 18, ne? Stand ja vorne weg. Oh, shouldn't I? And who are you? She blurted out, coming up to me. I'm the cherub that flaps in the night. Boo! I demonstratively spread my arms and loomed over her. That's not scary at all. Not scary? Well, it'll do for now. I grinned and went forward. Hey! A shout followed me. Wait! The girl caught up to me and gripped my hand. Nein, verpiss dich! Du siehst gruselig aus, mit deinem Psychoblick, mit deinem fucking Yandere-Face. Don't touch me! Na sowas? Da ist er einfach weggeflogen. Die wiegt ja auch wohl nix, vielleicht 35 Kilo? Keine Ahnung. I cried with disgust and forcefully jerked my hand so the young pioneer flew off the road and fell into the bushes. Aww. Arme Ulyana. Soviet Loli. Ouch, it hurt! She started to cry. Strange. Now, this is really strange. I don't think something like this has ever happened before. Of course, stay has repeated itself so many times already that it's impossible to count. And the point is really not the girl flying into the bushes, it's that there shouldn't be anything new. Es ist also noch nie... Also sie ist schon öfters in den Busch gefallen, aber das hat ihr dann nichts ausgemacht. Ja, vielleicht hat sie sich diesmal halt irgendwie anders gestoßen oder so, ich weiß es nicht. Even such an insignificant as one might think, occurrence may in the end turn out to be more important than all the previous times. Than the first time. I don't know why, I just feel that it's simply been too long since anything new happened. Of course this world isn't comparable to a monotone mechanism that does its work soullessly, but all the variations of the script are familiar to me. And when I say all, I mean all. A couple of minutes ago, into the camp leader's house, could have come not the shy pioneer, but the girl who met me at the camp's gates, and I will be ready. or the ignorant pioneer girl that greets strangers with a thump on the back, and I would be ready. Or even this little crybaby, and I still would be ready. But now at this very moment, something is happening that I'm not ready for. And above all, I'm not ready for surprises. The girl continued to cry, looking at me with the eyes full of anger and resentment. You! It's all your fault! Come on, what are you crying for? I walked up to her hesitantly and reached out my hand. For a second the girl made a puzzled face, but then grabbed me and got to her feet with a jerk. Felt ashamed, did you? That's not the point, you can't bully the little ones. Ashamed? I repeated my thought far from here. Why? Because of you? Why would I be? But you should! She frowned and ran towards the camp leader's house. To complain, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. For the first time in a long, long time, something like this has happened. Just a couple of minutes ago, I could say with certainty what each of the pioneers is occupied with at this particular moment. And what now? 4. Hey, da sitzt der Sandy. Das kann sie halt wirklich sein. Oh man. And then the camp leader approached me. That turned out awkward, she began as she gathered her thoughts. Your parents called me and... But you could have behaved more properly. At least introduce yourself for a start, she said as her expression changed. But that's nothing. We will make a model pioneer of you. Before I will told her in detail about the pioneers and the modeling, but right now I just had no desire to talk, neither with her nor with anyone else. Alright then, for a start you should meet your comrades. Oh. The camp leader waved a hand inviting someone to the table and 2 girls approached us. Well, enjoy your meal, I have more things to do. She said uncertainly and left the pioneers alone with me. Hi, you're new, right? Do you like music? Join our music club. It's only me there right now, though. But with you there will be 2 of us. It'll be fun, don't you think? I didn't look at her and continued to eat intently. Leave him alone. Don't you see he's kinda a lame brain? If the first girl was just a bit dumb, the second one I would compare to that grumpy cat from the internet. How about? I've never actually done this before. It just never crossed my mind. Well, if I don't know the future events now, then why not give it a try? What the fuck happened? I suddenly got up, took the compote glass and poured it on the second pioneer's head. Bon appetit. I summed up this act of vandalism with a stony voice and added to the exit of the canteen. The girl cried, squealed, wheezed and even moaned somewhat hoarsely, but didn't try to stop me. Right now I most wanted to be in some other place. To look at the world from the outside, to observe the suffering of others from the height of my experience. But starting today, those places are no more. Scheiße, die bringen uns noch um. At the doors, I bumped into the first girl who I met at the gates. Tried to go around her, but... Oh, Nani! I received a biting slap in the face. The sound immediately rang through the canteen, its echo bouncing off the ceiling. In the space of a moment, complete silence fell. Also bei der Musik natürlich. In less than a second, my hand clenched into a fist, nails sticking into the palm. The skin on my knuckles stretching almost to the point of rupturing. I was going to knock this bitch out. Maybe I was late by a fraction of a second between us, as if out of the ground sprang this little pioneer that I threw into the bushes, who spread her hand sideways, protecting her friend with a small body. And that was the end of that. I unclenched my fist, my willpower gone, lowered my head, squeezed past them and left the canteen. Warum wird denn der jetzt so Beta? Vorhin redet er noch darüber, dass er Ulyana auf den Fleischspieß packt. Und jetzt haut er nicht mal Slavia um? Was ein Beta? Did they really turn out to be stronger than me? Why did something like this even happen? Before I would have... I even would. Nothing stopped me so many times. Hitting a girl was nothing. I've done worse things. Looks like this world has changed without informing me. Oh. Okay. Wir sind jetzt, das Spiel macht jetzt ein bisschen ASMR. Das ist natürlich auch okay. Kann ich mit leben. The rings of cigarette smoke were slowly drifting towards Genda. Ah, Genda. The pack was almost empty already, and there's nowhere else to get smokes here. I will have to wait another week. Obviously, I could go to the Autistic Brothers. The Autistic Brothers. Take the bottle of vodka and get drunk, but what will that change? The decision's so complicated now and so simple then. For did I start to think like the damn loser already? No, never. Got any more? Yet another pineapple took a seat near me. Was? Du rauchst! Alissa? Ich muss gerade ernsthaft nachdenken, wie ihr Name ist. What? I asked uncomprehendingly. Oh, man beschwert sich immer, dass die Deutschen so lange Wörter haben, aber die Amis sind doch stellenweise kein Deutsch besser. Vor allem ihre komische, verwaschene Aussprache dann immer. Das ist die Aussprache von Amerikanern. She pointed at a cigarette. Smoking is bad for your health. Look who's talking. She grinned. Mine's made of rubber. Wanna try it? No need. I'll take it on trust. I handed a cigarette to her and gave her a light. You did something cool today. Well, she said after the coughing stopped. And the camp leader in her hut, I heard, and at supper. At least I'm not a camp biggest disgrace now. I looked at her carefully. Scheiße, ich muss gerade an die verrückte Camp-Geschichte von Krassil denken mit dem einen Mädchen, die alles anstellt, was man nur anstellen kann. Na, man weiß ja. The pioneer was smoking the cigarette casually and smiling so complacently as if the whole world had already acknowledged her rightness. And you, I see, are only thinking of yourself. What? What are you talking about? No. Her expression changed and she even panicked a little and choked on the smoke. But you're right. You were never the worst one here. I'm not sure about myself, though. You're talking so, well, coolly. Now, praise from her was certainly all I needed. Or maybe... Listen. I started smiling. One of my studied smiles. Oh. While we're at it, do you want to meet for a drink, so to say? You got any? The pioneer's eye flashed. I can always find some for a good comrade. For good comrade. Although it all started like in a bad novel that's printed by a chapter in a gutter newspaper, it turned out completely different. The memories blended together in a continuous haze of orange red tone, like a yellow brick road leading to Emerald City. Dorothy? What? Though Dorothy grew up a bit and earns a living by prostitution because instead of studying diligently, she was all caught up in dreams of a magical land. The cowardly lion got hooked on meth and was shot in a firefight with the police. Now the Tin Man had a pretty good life. She become a hitman. Ach, es geht gerade Scheiße, diese eine langweilige Geschichte, die ich nie mochte. Die Geschichte von Oz oder wie die hieß. Der Zauberer von Oz, genau. And Scarecrow didn't even change at all. He got himself a stable, low-paying job in an office with convenient working hours from 9 to 6 and absence of career opportunities. There probably wasn't any magical city ahead in the first place. An endless road with no destination or meaning. You know, at that time he really was talking about something like this. Tried to warn me at least. I wasn't listening and as a result ended up as the only one to get stuck in this damn Mobius strip. She was sitting nearby and squinting with discontent. Hey, hello, Earth is calling. Okay, what's wrong? Like I can't take a moment to think already? Thought she'll lead to a result, and what have you got? Well, what have I got? A lack of results. A lack of results is still a result. Zhenya painfully pinched me on the shoulder and moved a meter away. Das ist jetzt aber nicht dasselbe, den wir jetzt hier spielen, ne? Das ist jetzt gerade irgendein Semyon. Und wir spielen vermutlich diesen Crazy Dude, den wir im Semyon-Ende gesehen haben. Das ist auf jeden Fall interessant, ne? And then she appeared. No, Zhenya. Zenyas have always been in Sovyanak. But at that time I saw my Zhenya for the first time. Maybe I don't remember what happened before and what came after that well. Oh, but those several days will forever remain in my memory. I've already realized clearly that this is not my frozen world, understood that an eternity later I had again, as I had once before, managed to fall into another. Managed accidentally, as if for a second the orbits of two planets crossed and I only had a moment. If I were a second late, they would fly away from each other forever, getting farther and farther apart with stupendous speed. This world is as lonely and empty as the previous one. But the main thing in it is that it's different. And there are things here unfamiliar to me. No, this is really important. It is so important for me. For example, Zhenya sitting not in the library, but on the canteen's porch. After all that's happened, I was just not capable of sarcasm. Hi, I said as I came closer, but still stopping at a safe distance. Zhenya raised her eyes to me. Her face showed that she didn't expect to meet someone here. Hi. And her voice didn't sound like usual. Not that I would have mistaken the librarian's intonation for anything else. Decided to get a supper earlier? No, I went mal. Hier sind wir noch der Pionier? Und hier sind wir auf einmal Semyon. Okay. No, I don't know. When's supper again? She pattered. What do you mean, when's supper? Answer left me in a stupor and I broke into a smile, though a chill ran through my whole body. Ah, no, sorry. Of course, I know when supper is. It's just, well... Zhenya got completely confused and stared at her feet. It seems like the last thing she wanted right now is to be here, but she didn't have enough resolve to leave. It was strange, but didn't scare me at all. On the contrary, I was happy because something new beyond the scope of patterns has happened. Hä? Jetzt sind wir wieder der Pionier? Haben wir gerade eine schizophrene Persönlichkeit? Are you alright? I asked the stupidest question possible in this situation. What did I even expect to hear in return? Yes, thank you. For what? I don't know. Well, for being worried. Well, I just... A faint tinge of discontent appeared on her face. but disappeared immediately, and Zhenya slowly got up. I gotta go. Wait, but weren't you on your way to the canteen? I'll come later. I got other things to do. Okay. I didn't stop her, but decided to follow. God knows how long has it been since anything like this happened to me. Only in my first few times here, maybe. Zhenya came to the square and quickly went in the direction of the library. She never turned around on the way, so I didn't even have to hide much. When the door shut behind her, I froze in hesitation. So what's next? Should I knock and go in? But what will I tell her? One wouldn't need to be a detective to realize that I've been following her. Buttermeister! Oh! Oh, ich hab dich vermisst! Electronic. I was brought out by my thoughts by Electronic, who appeared before me as if out of nowhere. What came with the checklist? Yeah, just decided to visit the library. Got it. I won't distract you then. He said and prepared to leave already. Wait. Don't you think that lately Zhenya has been, well, behaving strangely, I guess? Halt du die Fresse, du Arschloch. So sprichst du nicht mit mir. Electronic looked at me carefully, appraisingly even. Did something happen? No, nothing. It looked as if I was making excuses and feeling a personal pettiness and enveloped me. Why should I make excuses to him? I'm just asking what I can't even ask away. Okay, ich hab das Komma. Falsche Aussprache. No, of course you can, he said nervously. Maybe she really has been a bit strange. I guess I've noticed something like that in the past couple of days. Really? And how did the strangeness manifest itself? I'm not sure. She's just usually more self-confident or something. You think we should talk to her? I was going to say you certainly shouldn't, but restrained myself. Okay, forget it. Maybe she's just in that mood. What mood? No mood. That one, I guess. Aren't you one of your future scientists? I answered abruptly. Electronic thought for a moment, as if pondering the fate of the world, and then nodded understandingly. Okay. I spread my arms a bit and lowered my head, indicating that if he had no more business with me, then it would be better for him to get back to building robots, and to do so as soon as possible. Of course, he was a bit slow, but at this time he understood me on the first try. When Electronic left, I sat, my back pressed against a tree near the library, in such a way so I couldn't be seen from the window, and started to think. To be more specific, I tried to think because there were catastrophically not enough facts for comprehensive analysis of the situation. When the wallpaper in your room changes from white to black, you can get surprised, scared. Assume that they've been recolored without you knowing, get angry at the one who did that. But those are all emotions. In fact, in that situation would be a note on the table saying something like, "Dear, I thought it would be better to get ready for eternity beforehand, so I changed the tone of the interior to a more fitting one." And what did I have on my hands at the moment? Behind me, a huge number of loops. Now, the librarian's strange behavior, and ahead, uncertainty. Not exactly a solid basis for constructing theories of any kind. Oh, and I was a master of theories, if anything. Though that was all in the past, because at some point I stopped caring completely about why exactly I am destined to spend an eternity in this camp. For again. And whatever I decided, this is all not like me. I don't think like that, and probably never did. It's as if someone put foreign words into my head. Did I stop being myself when I came to an alien world? The grass treacherously rustled under my feet, giving my presence away. I was sneaking up to the library, trying to find out what is happening inside. Ja, machen wir wieder Metal Gear Semyon. Zhenya was sitting behind the table, staring straight ahead. Without even a thought flashed through my head. She looked bewildered, doomed maybe, like someone who was told they have only a matter of hours left to live. I wish I could tell her that everything's alright and in 5 days it'll all repeat again, and then again. But how could this even be alright? It's like telling a sick man that he'll die in 5 days' time, but he shouldn't worry because in 7 days after that he'll die again. About 10 minutes have passed, but Zhenya never moved. Sometimes it even seemed to me that she wasn't breathing. Now I began to realize with certainty that this is not just strange. This is it, the thing that threw me into this new world. I just had to decide what to start with. I could ask her head on, tell her my story. Jump scare all ya. Oh, here you are. The camp leader was standing behind me. I turned around abruptly and said, irritably, "What do you want?" Like always, like I was used to. "What are you dittering here for? Forget that you need to get a signature in the library too?" The camp leader seemed not to pay attention to my words and tone. Not like usual, but like some time long ago. Along with memories of my first appearance in this camp, came the long-forgotten images of the local inhabitants, those I had deemed to the people at the time, not just decorations. It's just, you see, I don't even want to hear it. Get it all signed before dinner. Of course, I was just going to see. Then go. Olga followed me to the door with her eyes, so I didn't even have to choose what to do next. The camp leader helped. Einmal in ihrem Leben. The library smelled like book dust, old Soviet furniture, and a little bit of damp. Zhenya was sitting and paying no attention to me, and seemed to only come to her senses when I closed the door. "Hi again," I started hesitantly. After all, I was used to a certain behavior and communication pattern with the camp's inhabitants. It was hard to change my ways. And this camp didn't let me get ready either. I wish I'd strangled her with a Panama as always. Oh, my diesel dude. Zhenya didn't answer but kept looking at me cautiously. I kind of came to get the checklist signed. "Okay, give it here," she answered unemotionally. I started to fumble in my pockets and then realized, no, there's totally something wrong happening with me. I should have gotten used to everything after all this time, and I'm behaving like a first grader. More specifically, like a first sessioner in the terms of this world. "I think I lost it," I said, making an upset face. "That's too bad." She replied in the same dry and uninterested voice. I froze in some kind of support position. If I turn around and leave now, then what? But at that moment, determination came from who knows where. Ah, das ist der Genosse Lenin, glaube ich zumindest. "Can I ask you a question?" "What question?" "And really, what? Don't you think they've been undersalting the food in the canteen lately? The nights have gotten pretty cold, right? Oh, by the way, do you know what? Oh, by the way, do you know that I'm an alien from the future?" "Are you alright? Lately it seems like you're upset with something." Zhenya's face showed a glimpse of interest. "But we don't know each other." "Yeah, sure. It's just that I saw you yesterday and thought, I was getting more and more entangled in lies. The inability to tell the truth was driving me further into autism and reducing my vocabulary. I saw you running through the camp yesterday too, but we still don't know each other. Oh, das hat sie gesagt. I saw you running through the camp, blah blah blah. No, we don't, but I was told about you by Slavia. Yeah. You're roommates with her, right? And what did she tell you? Little by little, Zhenya was starting to emerge from her contemplative condition. Nothing. I let out a helpless sigh and heavily sank into the chair near the door. Outside of the window, the many-voiced birds were singing their songs. The crickets were chattering, somewhere water was splashing, and from far away was the perky sound of children laughing. But all of that was there. Beyond the walls of the library inside of here are only the two of us, me and Zhenya. Or to be more precise, a girl who looked like Zhenya. There was no fear, but rather wonder. Let's assume that I'm not me. Who are you then? For a second I even felt insulted that she doesn't know who I am. Why, me? Oh, that me, that one. Oh, yes, that guy. Pioneers of many worlds have told little legends about me. But this specific Zhenya in this specific world seemed to not give a damn about who I am and what am I doing here. And our conversation that seemed to have started to interest her has turned into useless chatter. Who do I look like? Zhenya swept her eyes over me. A pioneer? Yeah, sure, a pioneer, that's logical, nice joke. I grinned strenuously. I wasn't joking. It's just that I look like myself and you don't. I don't look like myself? You don't look like yourself, God. The final assault has begun. In what sense? She marveled. In the sense that you are not Zhenya. No, I mean you're not a local librarian. Who am I then? She moved her eyes to the side as if looking for something on the bookshelves. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. If this is another joke... Joke? Well, you know, everyone knows already. She got embarrassed and blushed. No, I don't. With the thumbtack on my chair, I left to get a book, and while I was looking for it, Alyssa... Zhenya sat down to the floor, tears filling her eyes. No, I haven't heard about anything like that. Though, if you think about it, something like that was happening in the previous times. Alyssa decided to play a prank.